Welcome to Vedic Mathematics Basis Base Values classes. Today we are entering phase 10. The focus of phase 10 is upon Vidyeshwar Samhita of Shiv Puran. This way we can say that today formally we are entering the discipline of Vedic Mathematics, Science and Technology. This discipline is an ancient discipline. The textbook Shiv Puran is the ancient 5-page textbook. When we add that it is an ancient discipline, then we are focusing as that it is of a different period than our present day, which we call a modern period. Our present day approach to knowledge and our methodology of learning, disseminating and applying the knowledge is of different features than it has been during ancient times. Therefore, we have to be very cautious when we approach ancient discipline. Then we shall ever remain conscious that we are in a cut-off period. Being in a cut-off period, there is a distinct situation, distinct methodology, distinct formats, distinct approach. Axioms are going to be different, postulates are going to be different, working steps will be different, even the visualization, conceptualization is different, even the starting point and the end reach point is different. Therefore, while we now formally enter this ancient discipline, then let us open a new notebook. In it we shall mention it specifically that we are formally entering the domain of ancient discipline of knowledge. The word ancient shall be given a focus because with it we will be reminding ourselves that it is of a cut-off period than the modern period. Therefore, we can have a caption that ancient versus modern will ever remain in our mind so that we can always remind ourselves, always make conscious ourselves wherever we feel some difficulty of comprehension or otherwise. Therefore, we can always make a note that ancient and modern, wherever any new concept comes, any new terms comes, any new phraseology comes, any new feature comes, then against it we shall mention it that perhaps nearer modern concept is like this. Like that, why we will be progressing, why we will be making regular updating of our notebook, then at the subsequent reading it would be of great help to us. The second point which we shall have a very attentive focus, and it is that the methodology, approach of the ancient discipline is of different features and values. Moreover, the 5-space concept in itself is of a very different sort of range of values. Therefore, let us start our NVF dictionary, our transcendental code values dictionaries. So, a pair of dictionaries shall be simultaneously prepared and updated. The first transcendental code value dictionary, as we know, is in respect of the Devanagari word formulations, and NVF dictionary is the number values format dictionary with respect to the English alphabet letters. Therefore, wherever possible, we shall go on adding new entries in our TCV dictionary as well as in our NVF dictionary. So, first point is that we should ever remain conscious of distinctiveness of the ancient and the modern. Second thing which we shall ever remind ourselves is that there is a TCV dictionary and there is an NVF dictionary. The TCV dictionary is the dictionary of the transcendental code values of the individual letters of Devanagari alphabet, and NVF dictionary is the natural numbers values of the 26 letters alphabet of English alphabet. Therefore, when we will be reaching at a TCV value of a particular word, then we will have its own implications, its own message, its own processing steps, its own mathematics, and its own technologies. Likewise, when we will be confronted with NVF dictionary, then any word with its NVF value will give us its specific aspects. Though both these aspects are absolutely distinct, still, as in both cases we are reaching at the values of the numbers. As such, ultimately at subsequent stages, when we'll have some deep insight and when we'll have some steps within the discipline of the ancient wisdom, then we will be in a position to have a comparative tables, and certainly we will reach at the comparative tables. Here we can make a note that the Chanda Vedanga is such discipline. In terms of it, we will be in a position to have a comparative tables for the TCV dictionary formulations reach and NVF dictionary values reach. These meters, these mayers, we know there are 27 chand in all, and of these 26 are of the main application values and 27th is for an extraordinary applications. Therefore, with this note, we can make ourselves conscious as that the ancient discipline and modern discipline take us to the TCV dictionary and the NVF dictionary. And then we can make a note that the Vedic systems in fact have deep working steps, deep formats, deep processing systems of coordinations between this pair of values reach for the words formulations. So two different alphabets with different letters leading to different number values will ultimately have a comparative system in terms of the comparative system of the alphabets themselves. Here we can make a note that Devanagari alphabet is the prime alphabet. It is the Vedic alphabet, and then this is the parent mother. It is a mother alphabet, so it is a parents. So with this parent alphabet, we can reach at all other alphabets of all languages, human articulated languages, all languages of which English is one. Therefore, all languages will ultimately help us have a comparative transition for their alphabets, beginning with the Devanagari alphabet. To this feature as well, we will be coming only after we will have a sufficient insight and sufficient enlightenment about the values of the Vedic systems and their transitions systems. Today, let us make note one that today we are formally entering the ancient discipline of 5-space for 5-space VMST in terms of the ancient 5-space textbook, that is Shiv Puran. Shiv Puran is our source scripture. We will be deriving all our values, and we will be acquiring all insight, we will be acquiring all our intelligence, we will be acquiring all our insight, we will be attaining all our enlightenment with respect to the ancient discipline in terms of the ancient text of Shiv Puran. The learning steps here with which we are initiating, for which we are exposing ourselves from today, from this moment onwards, is to be noted as it is of a multi-dimensional directions. One direction is that we will have the knowledge as is organized in this particular scripture. With it, the second direction would be that we will be knowing how the organization unfolds itself. Here we can make a note that knowledge and organization of knowledge run parallel to each other. Therefore, the beauty of the ancient wisdom textbooks is that they simultaneously chase knowledge as well as the organization of knowledge. Knowledge and organization of knowledge run parallel to each other. Therefore, the first feature of the ancient textbooks is that these are organized in such a way that knowledge as well as the organization of knowledge run parallel to each other. Therefore, those scholars and those students and sadhakas who are anxious to learn the art of writing a textbook of a discipline of a knowledge shall approach textbook of 5-space Puran, Shiv Puran, with this particular idea, as that one is to learn the knowledge of this scripture as well as one is to learn the way knowledge of this discipline stands organized in the way the Shiv Puran is composed. The organization of Shiv Puran, beginning from the first letter till the last letter of the text, and the way it is organized, way it is designated as a Shiv Puran, the way formulation Shiv, formulation Puran, and the way it is designated as a Shiv Puran, and then the way it is organized as 7 Samhitas, where the 7 Samhitas are following each other, where the sequence of these Samhitas is accepted and is being taken up and is being chased in this particular scripture. The first Samhita, Vidyeshwar Samhita. Why it is designated as a Vidyeshwar Samhita? Word Vidyeshwar is having Vidya and Ishwar. Therefore, Vidyeshwar Samhita is a designation as a composition of a pair of formulations, Vidyeshwar and the Samhita. The Vidyeshwar formulation itself is a composition of a pair of formulations, and these are Vidya and Ishwar. Therefore, Vidya, Ishwar and Sahita are the 3 formulations in terms of which we will be having our initiation, our exposure for our reach within this particular Samhita. Like that, the second Samhita, it is designated as Rudra Samhita, then Shat Rudra Samhita, Koti Rudra Samhita, Uma Samhita, Kailash Samhita, so and Vaive Samhita. Therefore, we have to focus that there are certain formulations as designations of the 7 parts, the 7 samhitas. So why the organization of Shipron is of 7 steps? Why it is organized as 7 samhitas? Then how these 7 samhitas are being designated? Then how the designation of each samhita is having a particular values, particular features, and all these features, all these values which are inherently embedded in these particular designations in fact are the structural keys. These are the structural keys, these are the formats, these are the values, these are the features well preserved by these designations like Videshwar Samhita, and it is only in terms of the values, formats, features and other features, other aspects of these formulations which and in terms of which only we can have a proper initiation for these particular domains. And then the sequential order of these domains as well is a well choiced subjects. These are well choiced aspects. Therefore, the students, sadhakas, scholars who want to learn the art of writing textbooks shall approach this ancient textbook with the point of view as that how the transcendental domain, 5-space domain, as a mathematics of 5-space, as Vedic mathematics, science and technology of 5-space domain is being simultaneously organized as a single text, and how is it that all pure values of 5-space mathematics and all applied values of 5-space mathematics as a distinct discipline of 5-space VMST are being simultaneously handled, are being simultaneously chased, are being simultaneously reached at. Therefore, the first feature for the compilation of the textbook as such comes to be that it should be fully mathematically organized from the first letter to the last letter, and each and every feature of this organization of the text shall be precisely parallel to the knowledge domain being the subject matter of the discipline of the textbook. The 5-space mathematics, 5-space knowledge, 5-space as a discipline of 5-space sciences, 5-space as the source of 5-space technologies. These all, and then ultimately how these all values make a one comprehensive, complete, self-contained, all sourceful a discipline as a single text. Therefore, we shall from now first of all take up this text in our hand. Let us open the first page, Videshwar Samhita. We will see that Videshwar Samhita is a scripture of 25 chapters. Then let us make it that the whole scripture, Shipron, is organized as 7 samhitas, and the first samhita is organized as of 25 chapters range. One shall pose to oneself as to why this first samhita, the first section, Videshwar Samhita, is being approached as of 25 steps chase. Why is it that this samhita is being organized as 25 lessons? Therefore, why there is a choice of value 25? So, we shall pose to ourselves as that the formulation Vidya is a formulation which accepts TCV value 18. The value 18 is of the organization as quadruple values 3, 4, 5 and 6. Therefore, formulation Vidya is of TCV value 18, and this 18 value accepts an organization as 3, 4, 5, 6. These quadruple values are parallel to the quadruple manifestation layer of hypercube 5, and hypercube 5 is the representative regular body of a 5 space, and 5 space is the transcendental space presided by the transcendental Lord Shiv, and Lord Shiv is a 5-head Lord with each head equipped with a triple eyes. Lord Shiv has 10 beautiful arms. Within the heart of Lord Shiv is the seat of a self-ruler Lord Shiv. Therefore, the idol of Lord Shiv, formulation Vidya, hypercube of 5, all these are interconnected aspects. So, one shall make a note that the choice of the formulation Vidya as the first of the 3 formulations of Vidyeshwar Samhita designation, and the 5 space with Lord Shiva as its presiding deity, and hypercube 5 its representative regular body, and hypercube 5 itself being a 4-fold manifestation layer, and this 4-fold manifestation layer is making a hypercube of 5, and the features of hypercube 5 are parallel to the features of the idol of Lord Shiva, the transcendental Lord, a 5-head Lord. All these features are simultaneously being availed while composing this particular scripture. Then further, let us see that word Ishwar, formulation Ishwar as well is of TC value 18. Therefore, how is it that Vidya and Ishwar, both formulations of TCV value 18 each, are being taken up to compose a Vidyeshwar? Therefore, this 18 and then again 18 means a entity, and then entity being taken again, one more than before. It is not that we are adding 18 plus 18, but we are taking a structured point. We are taking a point of hypercube 5. We are taking a point of a transcendental domain, and this point of the transcendental domain as it is giving us that we are availing Ganita Sutra 1. And Ganita Sutra 1 gives us that one more than before. This one more than before is here one step more than the previous step. When we have 18 and 18, and then we know that the dimensional split of 20 space is a pair of streams of value 18 each, and value 20 we know is the value of the TCV value of the formulation Ved. Therefore, Ved here is being approached as Vidya and Ishwar simultaneously. One may have a pause here and take note that the formulation Prakriti, nature, as well is of TC value 18. Hence, we shall have a pause here and remind ourselves that this ancient text is so beautifully organized that it is simultaneously taking up all directions, covering all directions, and this coverage is sequentially is to unfold itself that this entire solar universe, which is presided by Vishnu, and the formulation Vishnu is of TC value 25, and Prithvi as well is a formulation of TC value 25, and the formulation Dukh, all pains of this world from earth to sun, or is also of TC value 25. So Prakriti, Vidya, Ishwar, Prithvi, Dukh and Vishnu. These all are threefold, triple dimension, triple folds, triple formulations of values 18 and 25 each. Now let us have a pause here and take note that fourfold manifestation layer. hypercube 5 as 3, 4, 5 and 6. When goes ahead becomes a transcendental range. The next value is 7. Therefore 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is the transcendence range, and we know the summation value is 25. Therefore, Videshwar Samhita is initiating itself in such a way that it is to unfold from fourfold manifestation layer as hypercube of 5 to the transcendental range 5 of value 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Like that, we may remind ourselves that each and every aspect of this text is mathematically curtailed, mathematically entertained, mathematically synthesized, mathematically chased upon the geometric formats to make it essentially a 5-space Vedic mathematics, science and technology format. Therefore, the first thing we should do is we shall sit comfortably, we shall pray, we shall meditate, and then let us take up this textbook in our hands and let us see the chapter 1 of Videshwar Samhita. Opens up with a prayer, a Mangala Charan. And this Mangala Charan is the depiction of the ultimate blissful fruit to which we aspire to reach at. If we go through it, we will see that it is giving us a transcendental projection that here our urge is that we should glimpse, we shall imbibe, and we shall have a full insight, and we will have a complete enlightenment about the transcendental domain 5 space presided by transcendental Lord Shiv and the goddess Parvati, goddess Sati, goddess Uma, and the transcendental gods Ganesha and Skanda. Therefore, the entire picture, the entire projection is completely summed up in, completely captioned here in the opening prayer itself, in the Mangalacharan itself. Therefore, the students, sadhakas, scholars who are anxious to simultaneously learn the art of writing the textbook shall learn from here as to how the end reach projection shall be in mind. How is it that from beginning to end everything shall be fully organized for a particular format to be changed sequentially along a format, and each step shall be mathematically as per the requirement of the reach of the discipline of the knowledge being made subject matter of the text. Therefore, while reading this book, we shall have a Devanagari alphabet text before us. Then we will have a text of the Ganita Sutras and Upsutras. Then we shall know that the prayer is of initial phase of the text of Ganita Sutra 16 followed by Ganita Sutra 13. Second phase of the prayer is that we will have an augmented text. Third phase is that we shall supply a dimonad format for each letter, as here in the Videshwar, Vidya and Ishwar, both of equal values. So this dimonad is being provided here. And once the dimonad is provided, then we shall have a transcendental meditation. And once this transcendental meditation is taken up, then sequentially we will be having a melting of our linear order, spatial order, solid order, and we will be reaching a creative cover. Within the creative cover, we will be having the transcendental domain, and it is with this mental state, it is with this attainment when we will be reading this particular text, when we will be approaching this particular text, then sequentially, slowly, this text will also start unfolding, and with this unfoldment, we will be enriching our intelligence. So the way we will be sequentially having an evolution for our intelligence field, we will be making ourselves entitled for the transcendental grace, we will be having a privileged state that the transcendental grace will choose us, will be bestowed upon us, we will be blessed with it, and Shipron will start unfolding for us. And it is with this unfoldment we will be in a position to say that yes, we are learning, we are properly learning the ancient discipline of 5 space Vedic method, science and technology. Thank you very much.